My name is Lucas Wright. I worked as middle school English teacher in Denver. Wednesday afternoon, while resting at home, door knocked. 3 people were outside, 2 lawyers and notary public. They said they were from Sterling Legal Services. Are you Lucas Wright? Your uncle Richard Wright left you $2.7 million inheritance. I never knew I had Uncle Richard, but lawyers showed family tree, had legal documents. Trust fund in Cayman Islands, ski lodge in Aspen, commercial property downtown. Everything looked legal. I just needed to pay $100,000 inheritance tax. But that night when I searched Richard Wright on Google, I was shocked. There was rich man with same name who died 2 weeks ago but never married. What I didn't know at this point was, who was behind this massive inheritance scam and why had they targeted me? I was 34 years old and had been working as English teacher at Roosevelt Middle School for 12 years. I taught 6 hours daily, checked student homework. My salary was around $4,000 monthly. My life was ordinary and predictable. That Wednesday, October 18th, I was at home resting in afternoon at 2 p.m. I was preparing next day's lessons. When door knocked, I was checking test papers. When I opened door, I saw 3 professional people. 2 middle-aged men were in suits. 1 woman was wearing notary public badge. First man spoke. Are you Lucas Wright? Yes, I'm Lucas Wright. We're from Sterling Legal Services. We have very important news for you. About what? About your Uncle Richard Wright's inheritance. At this point, I was surprised because I didn't know I had uncle named Richard. My Uncle Richard? I don't know I have such uncle. Second lawyer took out thick file. Mr. Wright, your Uncle Richard Wright died last month in Colorado Springs. In his testament, he named you as sole heir. This is impossible. I never knew my Uncle Richard. Here's family tree. Richard Wright was your father's brother. They showed me detailed genealogy chart. Richard Wright was indeed shown as my father's brother. Your uncle was very rich man. He had real estate empire, oil investments, international business. How much inheritance is left? $2.7 million. This figure was incredible for me. It was more than I would earn in 10 years with teacher salary. What's in inheritance? Notary public spoke. Trust fund in Cayman Islands, ski lodge in Aspen, Colorado, commercial property in downtown Denver, Swiss bank accounts. Everything looked very detailed and professional. What do I need to do to get inheritance? Very simple procedure. You just need to pay inheritance tax. How much tax? $100,000. This was big amount but seemed reasonable compared to inheritance. Where will I find $100,000? You can take home equity loan, credit card cash advance, personal loan. When you get inheritance, you pay back immediately. This seemed logical, but I had suspicion inside. Can I research this legal firm of yours? Of course. Sterling Legal Services, we have office in downtown Denver. 30 years experience. They gave business card. Everything looked professional. Do I have time to think? Sure, but there's deadline for inheritance claim. If tax payment not made within 10 days, inheritance goes to state. This seemed like pressure tactic but looked legal. Well, can I examine documentation? They gave me thick file. Inside were death certificate, will, property deeds, bank statements. Lucas, this is very big opportunity. Your life will completely change. That night I examined documents in detail. Everything looked authentic. Letterheads professional, signatures legitimate, notary seals original. But something bothered me. I knew nothing about my Uncle Richard. I searched Richard Wright Colorado Springs on Google. First result was shocking. Prominent businessman Richard Wright dies at age 68. I read article. Richard Wright had really died 2 weeks ago. Very rich man, had real estate empire. But critical detail. Wright never married and had no children or known relatives. This contradiction seemed very strange. If there were no relatives, why was I becoming heir? Article had more details. Wright's estate worth estimated $28 million. No will found, estate may go to state. This looked very suspicious. Will shown by lawyers wasn't real. Next morning I called my father. Dad, did you have brother named Richard Wright? Richard Wright? No son, I never had such brother. Are you sure? Maybe distant relative. Lucas, I was one of 6 siblings. I know all of them. Nobody named Richard. This confirmation confirmed my suspicions. I called Sterling Legal Services. Phone number wasn't valid. I looked for Sterling Legal Services address in downtown Denver. No such building existed. I searched Sterling Legal Services on Google. No result. This was clearly fake company. But who could these scammers be? And why had they targeted me? That day I talked with my teacher colleague Jessica. Jessica, I'm experiencing strange situation. Looks like fake inheritance scam. Tell me details, Lucas. I told everything. Jessica was very surprised. Lucas, this is very sophisticated scam. Professional documents, fake company, everything planned. Why did they choose me? Middle-class teacher, desperate for money, trustworthy profession. Perfect target. This analysis made sense. What should I do? Report to police immediately. This is criminal activity. I went to Denver Police Department. Detective Sarah Chen met with me. Detective Chen, I want to report inheritance scam. Tell me, Mr. Wright. I told whole story. Showed documents. This is very professional operation. Fake death certificate, fake will, fake company. How big could this be? Probably hundreds of victims. Organized crime ring. How does system work? They monitor real obituaries. When they see rich man died, they find fake relative. They steal money as inheritance tax. So they take $100,000 and disappear? Exactly. When victim pays money, they cut communication. How many people might have been deceived? In this type scam, average victim loss 50 to 100,000. If they deceived 100 people, $10 million stolen. This was massive criminal operation. How can we catch them? We'll do undercover operation. Will you cooperate? Of course. Show fake interest. Arrange meeting. We'll do surveillance. Next day scammers called. Lucas, have you made decision? Yes, I'm ready to pay inheritance tax. Excellent. Let's arrange meeting downtown tomorrow. Okay, where? Marriott Hotel lobby at 2 p.m. Okay, I'm coming. I gave location to police. Surveillance team was prepared. Next day I went to Marriott Hotel. Wire was attached. 2 lawyers were waiting in hotel lobby. Lucas, welcome. Did you bring bankroll? Yes, $100,000 cashier's check. Perfect. Let's sign final documents while notary public comes. I signed fake documents. Police recorded everything. Lucas, give us this check. Inheritance process will start immediately. Well, when will money come? Full amount will be transferred to your account within 2 weeks. I gave check. But of course it was fake check, prepared by police. Lucas, pleasure doing business. You'll be multimillionaire in 2 weeks. Meeting ended. Scammers took check and left. Police immediately started arrest operation. Scammers were caught in hotel parking lot. Both were handcuffed. Detective Chen conducted interrogation. What are your real names? I'm Gary Morrison, he's Paul Stevens. Is Sterling Legal Services real? No, fake company. How many victims do you have? About 80 people. How much total money did you steal? Approximately $6 million. How does operation work? Gary Morrison gave details. We monitor obituaries. We find rich dead people. Then we search phone book for same last names. We create fake family connections. How do you fake documents? We employ professional forger. Death certificates, wills, property deeds, everything. How many people involved? Total 12 people. Forger, notary, lawyers, telephone operators. Where does money go? Offshore accounts, money laundering through multiple banks. This was organized crime ring. Who is boss? Vincent Romano. He coordinates operation. Detective Chin also arrested Vincent Romano. Investigation was expanded. FBI got involved because there were interstate and international elements. Massive evidence was found in Vincent Romano's office. Hundreds of fake documents, victim lists, financial records. There were 83 people in victim database. Total stolen amount was $6.4 million. FBI reached victims. Most were retirement age, seniors living on fixed income. Margaret Peterson, 72, Denver. She had given $45,000 for fake uncle inheritance claim. Harold Chun, 68, Colorado Springs. He had lost $60,000 for inheritance from fake brother. Dorothy Williams, 75, Boulder. $38,000 had been stolen for inheritance from fake cousin. Each victim's story was heartbreaking. Their retirement savings had been stolen. Court case began. Vincent Romano faced federal charges: wire fraud, mail fraud, money laundering, racketeering. Gary Morrison and Paul Stevens made cooperation deal. They gave testimonies. During trial, prosecution presented massive evidence. Fake documents, recorded conversations, financial records. Defense team argued that victims were gullible, caveat emptor. But jury was convinced. Evidence was overwhelming. Vincent Romano was found guilty on all charges. He got 35 years federal prison sentence. Gary Morrison got 15 years. Paul Stevens got 12 years. Other accomplices got various sentences. Financial recovery process began. Offshore accounts were seized, assets were liquidated. Victim compensation fund was created. Total $4.2 million was recovered. Each victim got partial refund. Average 60% of losses were recovered. Margaret Peterson got $27,000 back. Harold Chun recovered $36,000. Dorothy Williams got $23,000 back. It wasn't perfect recovery but was significant help. FBI used as case study. Started inheritance scam awareness campaign. Warning signs were educated. Unsolicited inheritance claims, upfront tax payments, pressure tactics, fake legal firms. Media attention was massive. Local and national news coverage. I worked as FBI consultant. We developed training programs for similar scam detection. Financial literacy education was expanded in schools. Scam awareness workshops were organized in senior centers. Community protection significantly improved. This experience showed me that ordinary citizens can make big difference. I was simple teacher but helped bring down major criminal operation. Justice system worked perfectly. Criminals were punished, victims were partially compensated. Scam awareness dramatically increased in community. This case became precedent for similar investigations. Inheritance scam prevention measures were implemented in financial institutions. Notary public regulations were strengthened. Legal firm verification processes were improved. Law enforcement training programs were enhanced. Interagency cooperation models were developed. Community vigilance significantly increased. Public education campaigns continued. Victim support services were expanded. Financial crime legislation was strengthened. Technology solutions were developed for scam detection. Academic research increased in fraud prevention. Professional training programs were enhanced in legal sector. International cooperation improved for cross-border crimes. This comprehensive response showed that society can protect itself against organized crime. Combination of individual responsibility and community action is very powerful. I was proud to contribute to justice process. Defeat of Vincent Romano and his gang sent clear message. Crime doesn't pay, justice will prevail.